This is contact sheet photography, also called contact sheet art, or making big pictures out of little pictures. This is created by planning ahead and strategically taking your shots. This process has a lot of potential in what you can make. There are so many unique and creative things people have done by using repeating shapes, using colors, intentionally missequencing, omitting frames, so on and so forth. What I'm trying to get at is that there's a lot of variety that could be explored. I've only shot it like this, where you take a bunch of small pictures and make one bigger picture out of it. There are so many cooler things you could do with this, and I'm only just scratching the surface. Right here, this is sort of like the contact sheet photography equivalent of white bread. If you're interested in this topic, I highly encourage you to look up contact sheet photography in your favorite search engine just to get a greater understanding of the potential for this process. What I want to talk about is the technical side. Regardless of what you want to photograph, there are some fundamental basics you should understand before you try to attempt this. For example, if you take a lens and look through the back of it, if you place a focusing screen right behind the lens, you can see the projected image is upside down. This is due to some physics and smart people talk, stuff that I'm obviously not qualified to talk about, but this is important to know, especially when you tie it into the next important thing, which is understanding how the film travels inside the camera. In most 35mm cameras, the film travels horizontally, and for most manual advanced cameras like this one, the film travels left to right, whereas a lot of electronic cameras, the film goes from right to left. And in medium format cameras, the film can go horizontally or vertically, or both. And when you combine these two concepts together, you realize how these two things will dictate the sequencing of your shots. And again, this is really important to note because if you look at my very first attempt at this, in this left one I got the sequencing correct, and then the right one I got it incorrect. The left column here should have been on the right, and the right column should have been at the left. And while I was figuring all this stuff out, I learned another really important thing, but technically not necessary, and that is a tripod and a really good tripod head is highly recommended when you're trying to do this. And for my first attempt, I actually used the ball head like this, and I quickly realized that a pan tilt head would have been way better. The ball head allows you a lot of free reign and movement, but that's actually the last thing you want. And so I went out and I bought this. This is a Surrey, it's the L20S, and I specifically bought this because it has degree markings on both the pan and the tilt. I was able to roughly figure out how many degrees of movement each shot required, and in the end I was able to get results that look like this. I can't put all the film in front of the camera, so I'll just show you what the scan looks like. These were originally 3 complete strips displayed in a light box, but unfortunately, time has come for me to cut them down. This isn't a perfect process. If you look at some of these, right here, there's this boat that moved from one frame to another, and I just like how you can see it twice. There's a lot of alignment issues. You can see this rail is broken. You can see this path isn't perfect. In the city skyline, you could see that there's some buildings that are doubled up. I like how you can see the cyclist is just floating. And one issue that I discovered after the fact is that both of my backs had frame spacing issues. If you enjoy a tedious process that requires a lot of planning, will most likely lead to an imperfect picture while burning through an entire roll of film, then this process is right for you. Otherwise, just shoot film normally. What's wrong with you?